All right, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Community Board 8's Street Life meeting. The way that this meeting will work is that after applicants show us about their business, I will then go to members of the public first for any comments or questions on the applications, and then go to board members. Any action at this committee will go to a full board vote in our next meeting. Please address all comments that you have to myself, the co-chair, not the applicants. We'd like to avoid any crosstalk. And let's please observe the norms of decorum. We are all here to get a communal outcome. I also want to remind everyone to try to be succinct and keep your comments to the merits of these individual applications. Members of the public, I'm excited to hear your feedback. Board members, please be sure to follow along by having application materials open and in front of you as we consider each entity. Please also be at the ready to make motions to approve, disapprove, table, as well as call the question. I hope that all my fellow board members have looked over the agenda tonight and noticed how short it is, and hopefully we can reclaim some of our time at the end of this meeting by getting through it efficiently. For the applicants, when you're doing your presentation, please tell us your location, your hours of operation. If this is the first time that you're having something like a sidewalk or roadway cafe, if that's the application type you have, any changes in your setup from the last time you had outdoor dining in place, any complaints that your business has faced with roadway or sidewalk dining, and what you've done to address and remedy these complaints. And importantly, this meeting will go faster if you say, we will comply with all of the rules and regulations from the NYC Department of Transportation. I also want to remind all the applicants to please take down your postings in the area that you put them up on the completion of the full board meeting. I want to also thank everyone for a successful 2025 in this committee. We've had hearings every month. I know that we've had feedback from the community that things are going pretty quickly, and I'm happy to hear that. I'll now turn things over to Jordan to give us the technical rules of the road for this meeting.
Thank you, Lindsay. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us virtually, you will notice that you are currently muted and everyone will remain muted throughout the meeting except for the committee co-chair, Lindsay, and any presenters as we move through the agenda. Following the presentations, the co-chair will call on members of the public wishing to speak. You can participate by pressing the raise hand button on the bottom of your screen, not the wave or thumbs up, as those will disappear. Only press it once. If you press it a second time, your hand will go back down. If you're calling in on the phone, it is *+9 to raise your hand and *+6 to unmute. Be on the lookout for a prompt asking you to confirm unmuting once the co-chair calls on you. The chat is available for technical support only to help with Zoom software problems, not to ask questions of the co-chair. She will not see the chats. If you're using an older version of Zoom, you may need to find the React menu, Participants menu, or button that says More, where you will find the raise hand feature in one of those. If you plan to speak during the meeting, it would help us if you would rename your device with your full first and last name. And please do not raise your actual hand or wave at the screen because we may not be able to see you. Chat me, I'm here for support.
Thank you very much. And in looking over the count, I see members present as myself, Bill Angelos, Russell Squire, Marco Tamayo, Evan Meyerson, and DJ Falkson. Is that the count that you have, Jordan?
That is the count I have.
Okay, great. Then let's go ahead and get started. First, we have applications to the State Liquor Authority for liquor licenses. Do we have a representative from Make Thai? Great. So you'll get a button to unmute, and then you can go ahead and kick us off.
Wonderful. Well, good evening, and thank you so much for hearing us again. The applicant for Make Thai Inc., doing business as Grata Thai at 1099 First Avenue, he's actually in the room as well. His name is Pazit. We did present, I think it was back in April, but unfortunately during the application process with the SLA, we missed a document deadline, and so the application was disapproved because we missed a deadline. So we've had to resubmit and represent with yourselves. So we do appreciate that. The restaurant is a Thai restaurant, family run, and the opening hours are 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. There are currently 35 seats in the restaurant, 32 at tables and 3 at a bar. I think there's no outdoor dining, and there is no plan to do any outdoor sidewalk or roadway dining. And we did agree to stipulations in the last meeting that we had, the last presentation. And one of those stipulations specifically was regarding a small courtyard area in back that would not be used. And we still agree for that.
Okay, great. Is there anyone from the public that has questions for this applicant? Seeing none, let's go to Marco.
Hi.
Marco.
Thank you, Lindsay. I would like to put a motion, then to speak. The motion is to approve, and then I would like to speak.
Okay, I believe you'll have a second for that.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. The only thing I'm going to say, I had to applaud that you are not going to use the rear yard, because you can use it as long as you do, and you file in the Department of Building to use it. And if they approve, you are welcome to come and increase your area of service. And I think that's the only thing I'm going to comment, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I believe that was part of the stipulation that approval would be needed from the Department of Buildings first. As far as we're concerned, there's no plan to do that and to utilize that area.
Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's recognize Russell.
So I think this is the intent of the motion, but can we just specify, like, we're basically doing the same approval that I guess we had done previously? The same content in the resolution and all that.
Yeah, I'll put the same stipulation in from before, and then you'll remember that this one was tabled last month because I think no one was here for the business, but it would be the same one before, and I'll put in the like rear yard part.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right, would anyone from the board like to call the question on the motion that we have? Okay, Bill's going to call the question, and someone else is going to second that. Yep, Marco's got that. All right, so this is a motion to approve. And I note that a number of people have joined since we got started. I think to hear that presentation, we had 8. So if anyone is going to be voting no or abstaining, please let me know. Otherwise, this will go down as a unanimous 8-0 approval. All right. Oh, Robin.
I just got in, Lindsay, so I'm an abstention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's move on to our next line of business, which is, oh, Marco.
Thank you. You shouldn't count as an abstention, because the issue is they will then become an issue at the time of the full board, because abstention means no, and I don't think that's her intention to say no. You make your final decision, but it shouldn't be included as an abstention. Thank you.
I feel fine if Robin wants to abstain from making a position on this one because she wasn't here. And I think that we'll just have this as a non-unanimous approval, and then we'll be able to describe why that was at the board meeting. But I agree, it makes it in a different bucket. All right. Let's now go to our next order of business, which will be Akura Ramen. Do we have a representative from Akura here?
See the name of the representative that I was coordinating with specifically, but if you are here from Akura Ramen and Sushi, please click the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen to let me know that you're here. Let's see, I'll reach out to them.
Okay, great. So let's move on then. Let's head to Calaveras Social. Is there a representative from this business here? Great. You're going to get a button to unmute in a minute.
Good evening. My name is Victor Martinez, owner of Calavera Social LLC. We're applying for a temporary permit as well as our liquor license for our Mexican restaurant. The hours of operations are 8 a.m. to 12 on weekdays, and then we're hoping to stay open a little later on weekends, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, at least 1 a.m., 1 or 2 a.m. I don't think it's possible because of the neighborhood, but we're hoping for that. In the mornings, it will be kind of a Mexican coffee shop, and then we will turn into a full-service Mexican restaurant by the evenings. There's no roadway, and there's no room for sidewalk cafe either.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone from the public that has questions or comments for this applicant? Seeing none, let's go to Marco. Oh, Michael Kelly, do you have a question?
No, I don't, sorry.
Okay, let's go to Marco then.
Thank you, Lindsay. I have a questions. I reviewed the application and I didn't see that you have certificate of occupancy and I didn't see the letter of no objection. Do you have one of these documents?
Well, we have room for less than 65 people indoors, which will, we don't really need to get a certificate of occupancy. I believe there's going to be 54 seats inside. Given what I know from my previous 2 restaurants on the Upper West Side, which are about the same size, we don't need a certificate of occupancy.
You're absolutely right. I'm asking if you have one of the 2 documents, and you said that you have a letter of no objection. That's fine. It's either that document or the other one is perfectly fine.
Okay, I can look it up. I wasn't aware that I needed, but I can forward to you in the next couple.
To the board.
Yes.
One more question. Across your venue, is that the school?
There's the backyard of the school. Yeah.
That's the entrance where I'm going to vote always. So, well, I'm gonna have serious concern for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm taking
You can-
a previous restaurant called B Cafe, which was there for about 20 years. They also had a full liquor license. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay,
Thank you. I'm done.
Is
Thank you.
there anyone else from the board that has questions or a desire to make a motion? Let's go to Bill.
A motion to approve as presented.
All right, and Robin's seconding that, and Miles is calling the question. All right, this is going to be a motion to approve. If anyone would be voting no or abstaining on this, please let me know. Marco.
Thank you. I'm going to say no.
Okay. All right, so this passes as an 8-1 approval. And again, the full board meeting is where the binding decision happens. And so it'll be helpful if you can send one of those documents over to the board when you have a chance. Thank you. All right. Jordan, can you just let me know when we get someone from Akura in here? And otherwise, I'm going to keep moving on.
Yep, I will.
Okay, thank you. So let's now go to change applications to the New York State Liquor Authority. Do we have a representative from Green 44 here?
Yes, Michael Kelly, and the owner is also here, Aries.
Hello, please tell us what's new since we last talked.
Okay, so basically, Aries made some changes, hopefully for the community satisfaction. I think Linda would be able to fill us in on that.
You want to recognize Linda?
Yeah, sure, Linda Lang. Yeah, I see her. If you want to send a thing to unmute.
Yes, I do see that they've really made an attempt to clean up things. However, it's not been a good test month because of the weather, so there aren't many people eating out. And I don't know if this liquor license has a time limit on it. Because if it doesn't, I would rather see it tabled than see how they act when the dining season is again in progress.
Okay, let's go to Jenny.
Hi, I just want to say thank you to them for the consistency I've seen in the past month in terms of not having the trash cans out on a regular basis. That has been incredibly consistent since the day after the last meeting. So thank you for that. There has still been some inconsistencies in terms of where the bikes have been placed. But to Linda's point, there has also been almost nobody eating outside in that area. So it is a little bit difficult to determine that, but I do want to acknowledge their efforts and hope that that does stay consistent regardless of the determination.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to Robin.
Hi, Lindsay. Thank you. I took a walk over there Saturday afternoon, I think about 1 o'clock. And I agree with the prior speaker. I guess that was Jenny. Jenny, thank you. I agree with you about the trash cans. They did a nice job of hiding them or putting them away. The bikes are out of control. I sent Lindsay a picture of the bikes. There are about a dozen of them parked on the side street, 84th Street. They're in the tree pits. They're parked in front of Spear Physical Therapy. And I don't see, it's a big mess there. It just doesn't look right. And I don't think at this moment they're making any effort whatsoever to work on the bikes. And these are big electric bikes. So, Lindsay, I sent you some photographs. Did I not on Saturday?
You did. You did.
Okay. Yeah, that I've said my piece. Thank you.
So, Mr. Kelly, do you or the business representative want to respond to that?
Aries?
Yeah, I would like to say something if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for the board for allowing us to speak here this evening, first and foremost. We're going to make our efforts. We've been in the neighborhood for quite some time. I've always tried to comply with any rules and regulations that the city has. As far as the garbage bins, it was always code that we were allowed to have them along the street side of the restaurant as long as it wasn't in front or out front on the sidewalk. As soon as you guys voice your complaints, we're more than happy to manually bring them downstairs or bring them out every single night for pickup. I will continue to do so the entire time. The bikes, we've limited ourselves to lesser deliveries. The unfortunate part with that is those bikes do have lithium batteries, and in order to comply with the FDNY, we make sure not to house them inside the restaurant. God forbid anything would happen. We keep all lithium batteries outside of the residential space. I've told them specifically to make sure they're not bunched together. I've tried to have them separated throughout. The reality is that we do run our own deliveries. We do not outsource that job. So the workers that I do have come are going to have bicycles. I'm willing to listen to anything and any suggestions in order for us to house them in a more suitable way for you guys to be happy with that. As far as the seating, I'm sure you guys know, the weather really isn't conducive to us having people sit outside. So, we're always going to make sure we're doing whatever we have to do. You aren't going to see much traffic with the outdoor seating probably until April at this point. But this is something that I do want to have a resolution on. Like I said, we've been operating in the neighborhood. We're not adjusting anything. This is just subject to change based on SLA with the new permitting that they're doing for the sidewalk cafe. I just, again, I'm here to listen to any complaints. I'm here to adjust anything in order to comply. I've been working in this neighborhood since I was a kid, and our goal is to always be a family establishment. So if there are any issues, I'm willing to adjust it and just make sure that I satisfy the board.
Thank you very much. Let's recognize Marco.
Thank you, Lindsay. First of all, I had to say to Mr. Kelly, thank you so much to bring the owner. That's a good sentence.
I don't want to take all the heat.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you that I think your father did an excellent job in the community, and probably that's where you grow on the green kitchen. And I think we were always impressed with your father. But you change to that location. I think it's good. If you want to profit, that's perfectly fine. I'm not against that. But remember, you were one of the violators to sell alcohol on the sidewalk, and you offered to behave nice. And we believe you. And I think probably you improved that. And I think it's great. But I have another question. I walking by on that place, and I saw a tree was removed, and that's I think is a serious problem because this is the tree outside is city property. You cannot touch, and I think I'm serious concerned with that part. And I think you shouldn't do that. If you did, I don't know who did, but they shouldn't be done. It should be planted again back. I know that it creates some problems in the pedestrian circulation, but the point is that was the tree over there, and by the regulations we had to maintain, and we need trees in our sidewalks. Yes, I walked by and I didn't see anything in that area at the other time when I walk. But you're supposed, by the way, to remove the outside seating. It means at this time you shouldn't have anything outside. I wasn't there, but you shouldn't have now. But the point is, you have to, you know very well, you know us. We are not against your business. We would like to see you right here in our neighborhood. And please behave according like everybody else. We need a good space for you and a space for the community, especially for the seniors. And thank you.
I don't know if there's anything in there that either one of you would like to respond to.
The sidewalks are allowed out year round. The roadway has to be removed by December 7th. And Harry, you have any idea about the tree?
No, not to my knowledge. I mean, we've never had any kind of impact from any plants or trees based on our sidewalk cafe. It's always been, adjacent to the actual restaurant itself on the sidewalk. And then we built the outdoor roadway structure to add to seating. And like you said, we're gonna, take away by the 7th, but we've never had any conflict with any trees. I'm not sure exactly what the issue would be with the tree sides.
Was there one removed?
No, not to my knowledge. I know that there's one on the corner and there's one in an actual carved out area that they have a fencing up for.
Okay. Is there anyone else from the board that has questions or a desire to make a motion? Let's recognize Russell.
I would make a motion to approve with stipulations that the efforts the same stuff in terms of removing the trash that's been going on for the past month, that continue. And also that some effort is made to address the bike issue, including in consultation with with the committee, I guess, and with the local residents as appropriate. I mean, it sounds like the applicant is sort of interested and very open to hearing suggestions that folks have. So that's my proposed resolution if it's seconded.
Okay, so this is a resolution to approve with two stipulations. One is that the applicant agrees to continue their efforts on trash bin daily removal. And then one is that they make a effort to better deal with the complaints about bikes making the street harder to navigate.
Right. Yeah. And just on the trash, that like continue doing it, not just efforts. I said efforts, but
Okay,
I mean, continue doing what they're doing.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Kelly and Aris, is that something that you guys would be prepared to agree to?
Yes.
Yes, that sounds fine.
Okay, great. So we've got that motion on the floor. I don't know if someone wants to second it or call the question, but let's recognize Miles.
I was seconding it. Apologies.
Okay, seconding it. Very good. And then someone's going to call the question, I imagine. Looks like Marco. Hooray. Okay. So now this is a motion to approve with the two stipulations that Russell described. If anyone's going to be voting no or abstaining, please let me know. Otherwise, this will go down as a 9-0 approval. Marco?
Thank you. I'm going to say no. I will let you know about the tree. Thank you.
Okay. All right. It looks like this one is an 8-1 approval. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Could I just say one thing?
Sure.
For Ms. Lang, my office still stands. If there's any problems created, you can get my phone number from the community board and let me know, and I will talk to the owner.
All right. Looks like she hears that. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to Maz Mescal. Do we have a representative from Maz Mescal here?
Mary
Look-
Silva.
Wonderful.
I have two. I'm with my son-in-law and manager, Connor Healy.
Okay, great.
We're a team.
Whenever you're ready, tell us about your application.
The application that we're applying for, we're trying to get a lease and a transfer liquor license to 1712 14 of First Avenue, which is on the east side of First Avenue, closer to 88th, I'm sorry, to 89th, but between 88th and 89th. We will have how many chairs?
62.
62 chairs, 10 of which are at the bar and the other 52 in the dining room. We're not applying at this time for any outdoor seating. We're just trying to start the process.
Okay, Jordan, can you speak to me about what this one is? Because I saw this as a removal application.
Yeah, so removal is technically a transfer. They're removing it from the old building, transferring it to the new one. So it's basically just moving an address.
Okay, so
I
it's an
had renewed my liquor license at the 316 address on November 1st, even though we were only going to be open 8 more days. I went ahead and renewed the liquor license.
Okay, so then this
So
is
that
to
we could
transfer that
have-
application to the 1712, 1714
That-
First Avenue
that's correct.
location. Okay, all
That's
right.
correct.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the public that has questions or comments for this applicant? Okay, seeing none, let's go to Marco.
Thank you, Lindsay. I would like to put a motion and then to speak. The motion is to approve.
All right, it looks like you've got seconds for that.
Okay, we're very sad to see that you are relocate your place.
Well,
You has been
sadder
for
than
a
I,
while.
Marco.
You has been for a while in that part, and I think I wish the best. And you are one of good neighbors in our community. And good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and then I imagine someone will want to call the question. I do want to say, I do think there was a bit of a question on whether or not your flyers were posted, and there's some sort of maybe confusion because the space isn't quite yours yet. Does that ring a bell?
That's correct. I did not post the posters because I don't have a lease. And at the time I was supposed to put the flyer in the window, it was still being operated as another restaurant. It
Okay.
has since closed. So if you'd like, I was going to offer to do it in time for the next board meeting because I do understand that the community should know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest is the full board meeting is happening on December 17th. So if they can be posted in advance of that, and Jordan can coordinate with you to get the right details over on that.
Yes,
that's
Mary,
fantastic.
following this meeting, I'll send you an updated flyer that you can post around with the new meeting for the full board.
Fantastic.
Thank
you very much. I appreciate everyone understanding that. And I did want to say thank you to everyone that has been so kind to me in the last few years with all the difficulties of COVID, subway construction, and now, of course, losing the restaurant. I cannot thank the community board enough. It's been a great help, and I really appreciate it.
It's great to
Very
hear.
happy to be opening up in a new location.
Good, and still
you.
close by.
Yes.
We have a motion on the floor. Would anyone like to call the question? Looks like Bill's going to do that. Miles is going to second. Okay, right. So this is a motion to approve. If anyone's going to be voting no or abstaining, please let me know. Otherwise, this is going to go down as a 9-0 approval. Actually, before I say 9-0, Jordan, do we still have everyone? Is Ed here?
Still here, yep.
Still here? Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so this will be a 9-0. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's now move on to our next item of the agenda, which is roadway and sidewalk cafes. The first applicant that we have is 1395 Second Avenue Restaurant, doing business as Javelina. Do we have a representative from this business here? Oh, I see. Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Matt Post. I'm the owner of Javelina. We are a full-service Tex-Mex restaurant located on 2nd Avenue between 72nd and 73rd. And we've been open at this location since 2018, and we've had outdoor dining since then as well. No issues that I'm aware of that we've had over the last several years. And we are open between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. For dinner service. And on the weekends, we're open from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. for brunch and dinner.
Okay, and then do you feel like you'd be willing to say that you'll abide by all rules and regulations?
Yes,
from
yeah, sorry.
Department of
We will
Transportation?
comply with everything the city and the board needs us to regarding our sidewalk seating.
Okay, great. Is there anyone from the public that has questions or comments for this applicant? Seeing none, let's go to Marco.
Thank you, Lizzie. Motion to approve as presented.
Okay, great. You've got a second from Miles. And Bill would like to call the question. Okay, everyone, this is a motion to approve. If anyone would like to abstain or vote no, please let me know. Otherwise, it's going to go down as a 9-0 approval. All right, thank you very much. Let's now
Great,
move
thank
on
you.
to, Sato Inc., doing business as Mole Cantina. Do we have a representative from this business here?
Most likely not. This is the business that I couldn't get a response from them. However, I do believe Akuda Sushi is on.
Okay, so let's go back to Akura, but let's let the board contemplate this. This is the same situation where Jordan's been trying to reach out to the business. No one has responded. No one is here. Their deadline for submission to the Department of Transportation is December 15th. So that is both before that's before our next meeting. So my recommendation will be that we table this or actually, excuse me, it's going to be that we disapprove it. But let's go to Akura and then we can come back and dispense with this one. Who is the representative from Akura?
I did just send a prompt to unmute to Akura. If you got it, perfect.
Hi, yeah, we are here from Akura. How are you, everybody?
Hi, please tell us
Hi.
about your application.
Yeah, we applied a license for our restaurant, like Japanese restaurant, on U Avenue 1588 U Avenue between 83rd and 84, and we are new here for 4 months already. We just want to get a license for our customer, while they here for, for meals. We just want, like regular beer and wines for customer they can join when they having meals.
Okay. Is there anyone from the public that has questions or comments for this applicant? Seeing none, let's go to Marco.
Thank you, Lizzie. Motion to approve as presented.
Okay, and it looks like you've got seconds for that. And Bill would like to call the question, and people agree to that. So this is a motion to approve. If anyone's going to be voting no or abstaining, please let me know. Otherwise, this will go down as a 9-0 approval. All right. Thank you very much. Let's now move back to the agenda. This is, I guess, more of a question to the board. You know the details. We don't have the information from this applicant. No one is here today to tell us about the application. The timeline is before the next full board meeting. So if anyone would like to make a motion, please let me know. Let's go to Marco.
Thank you. Motion to disapprove.
Okay,
For
this
the
is a
reasons
motion.
you explained very well. Thank you.
Motion to disapprove, which looks seconded by Bill, and then someone wants to call the question. It's probably DJ. And then Robin seconds, Miles seconds that. Very good. Okay. All right. So this is a motion to disapprove. And if anyone is going to be voting no or abstaining, please let me know. And Robin.
Sorry, I lost track of which applicant we're on right now. Can you repeat that, please?
Yes, we're down in 2B, and the applicant's name is Sato, doing business as Mole Cantina.
Okay, and they are not here this evening?
They are not here this evening and
Okay.
haven't been in contact with Jordan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Lindsay.
That's okay. I saw that. So if anyone's going to be abstaining or voting no, please let me know. Otherwise, this is going to go down as a 9-0 disapproval. All right. Thank you very much. Let's now go to Simon Foods, doing businesses Bombay Chowk. Do we have a representative from that business here?
Gina, I sent you a prompt to unmute. If you got it, perfect.
I do. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm Gina Escalante from SWA representing Mumbai Chowk, the restaurant. This restaurant is applying for sidewalk. It's only 2 tables and 3 chairs because they don't have enough space or seating.
Okay, and have they had outdoor dining before in this way?
Yes, they used to have 5 tables back in the days, but because of the new regulations, it got reduced to 2 tables.
Okay. And yeah, actually, I'll let Marco. Is there anyone from the community who has questions or comments for this applicant? Seeing none, let's go to Marco.
And thank you. I would like to put the motion to approve and then to speak.
All right, you got a second from Bill?
Okay, so the question is that I have is, are you going to abide all the rules and regulations of DOT?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Sorry.
Okay, great. And then would anyone like to call the question on this motion? Bill's going to do that, and other people are going to second it. You're fine, DJ. Thank you. This is a motion to approve. If anyone's going to be abstaining or voting no, please let me know. Otherwise, this will go down as a 9-0 approval. All right, thank you very much. And now we're going to go to section 3 of the agenda. Originally, we had 2 cannabis licenses to consider for tonight, but one of them has decided to lay over, so we only have 1 to consider. This is Indoor J1 Ventures. Is there a representative from this business here? All right, you should be getting a prompt. There you go.
Yes, hi, good evening. Yes, I'm opening my 7th store, Indoor Trees, located on Lexington between 77th and 78th Street. I am also owner of Mary J Cannabis Store on 62nd and Lexington, so I'm familiar with the neighborhood, and I think I'll be a great neighbor. I opened my first dispensary on 8th Avenue between 38th and 39th Street. And it's been about a year and a half now. And would love to open in this location.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone from the public that has questions or comments for this applicant? Seeing none, let's go to Miles.
Yeah, I just want to apologize if there's any background noise, but I feel uniquely kind of confident to speak on this issue, as this dispensary would be around the corner from me on Stevenson School, and I actually attended there. And I think it's important to know that that block on Lexington Avenue over about the past decade has really improved in kind of the businesses that are there. It's become far more high class, and there's a lot of really beautiful storefronts. And the current spot that is in place there, if I'm correct, is a store that already sells CBD and CBD products. I'm not 100% sure with the license, but they have neon signage and photos and things that we typically disapprove of as a board. So my biggest concern for this location would frankly be the way that it is marketed and presented and what the storefront will look like. I don't think that was in the material, but I would urge that it is very simplistic and well designed. Thank you.
Right. So if you want to Google Indoor Trees on 8th Avenue, I think we have somewhat of a what do you call it? Maybe like a high class look to it, you know, a world class store. Clean, modern. So I definitely agree. You know, a clean, simple look is best. So that's what we want to go for.
Okay, yeah, because I can notice in the materials that are submitted, we get like a shot of the inside, but not of the outside. When you're thinking about the outside, like Miles said, no one really wants neon cannabis
Right.
little lights, and they're not
Right.
permitted anyhow. We also had a challenge in our neighborhood with asking businesses to obscure the product from view from outside. Is that something where in your other locations you have like shading on the windows, or how do you deal with that?
Yeah, so on my location on 8th Avenue, I have a wall as soon as you walk in. So that wall prevents you from looking into the sales floor. And on that wall, you'll see just a sign. I don't know if you're currently looking at the Google Street View.
And that sort of stylistic approach is what you plan to have for this one as well?
Correct. It's a small store, so maybe I can't put a wall right in front of the entrance. But definitely, OCM has its own rules on not allowing people on the street to look into your display.
Yes, we're having a difficult time in that everyone flounced that and then makes OCM have to enforce, and it's not happening. So would you agree to a stipulation that you would do all that's in your power to make it so that people can't see product from the street?
Of course.
Okay. Let's go to Robin.
When you first started speaking, you said you own 8 businesses. Did I get that correctly?
This will be, if I open this, let's say tomorrow, this will be my 7th dispensary in New York State.
So you own 7 dispensaries.
Yeah, not fully. I'm partners in them, but yes, I do have a majority stake in some of
How
them.
many of those are in Manhattan?
4.
So you have 4 cannabis, and this will be number 5?
If it opens up soon, yes. If not, it might be the 6th or 7th one in Manhattan.
6 or 7?
Yes.
Okay.
So yes.
You're a cannabis mogul, Wasim. I have another question.
Sure.
Why are you opening up so close to Emerald?
Well, OCM laws allow about a 1,000 feet
No,
of.
That's not my question.
Are you asking why? Okay.
From a business standpoint.
Okay.
It doesn't make. Is that going to push down prices? Is that going to increase? Like, what's your point?
I mean, I don't like pushing down prices, even though that's best for consumers, right? So it's very hard to find a location in New York City. Most buildings have a mortgage. You can't even lease a location. Some people take about 6 months to a year to find a location that's viable, whether it's near, far away enough from a church, far away enough from a school, doesn't have a mortgage on the building. So it's not like I want to open up near any other dispensary. It's just the only option you really have sometimes.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
All right, great. Let's go to DJ.
Yeah, quickly. You started mentioning this, so I'm sure you know. You're not within 1,000 feet of another dispensary, including the one that you own, or they're done next. I missed the address.
Yeah, which other one? The on Lexington itself?
You said you have another location.
Yes. Yeah, so 1,000 feet is about 3.5 city blocks. So the other location is on 62nd and Lexington, 799 Lexington Avenue. So that's about 3,000 feet.
Okay, and you're that's that broke either.
Right, I wouldn't have been approved to the location if I was within 1,000 feet.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go to Russell.
Thanks. Yeah, I would just want to include in the stipulations that the signage is going to be the same as at the other location, just so that we know definitively what it is.
Yeah, I would like that myself to have some of similar look. So yeah, if you look at 584 8th Avenue, that is the current location of Indoor Trees, my first location. I do plan to have the same style sign.
Great.
Okay, I'm writing both of these down. Thank you. Let's go to Ed before we go to Marco, just because we haven't heard from Ed tonight.
Thanks, Lindsay. I just had one question. My question is more on foot traffic. I'm curious if you track this as a metric for your store. What kind of foot traffic do you have on 8th Avenue? What do you have over on 67? And what do you anticipate for this store?
So on 8th Avenue, we are in between Port Authority and MSG, right?
Yeah.
And so Penn Station. So a lot of foot traffic. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, to be honest, but you can imagine, the community.
I know the spot. Yeah.
Right. Lexington, we have the train station on 59th Street on Lexington, people exiting. And
you got the F train on
right.
63.
And so this does that answer your questions on those two, or do you?
Not really, but it's a good
It's a lot of foot traffic. I don't know,
couple hundred, 300. I mean, in terms of based on sales, I figure not too many people come in and go out without buying something. So I'm just speculating though, but I mean, just,
Okay.
You know?
So on 8th Avenue, we get about 550 customers per day on average.
Okay.
And then in Lexington, it's the store's been open for about 6 months. We get maybe a couple hundred a day.
Okay, so we can anticipate about a couple hundred a day added on at this spot.
Yeah, I wish it was a lot more, but
Sure.
fingers crossed.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go to Marco.
Thank you. Lindsay, I forgot. What is the regulation, the distance to the church? Or there is no objections to put a church? Because
So-
it's right there is the San John the Baptist Church. Is my calculations say probably 350 feet away from the store, probably in that range. And if I'm not wrong, I think it's 500. I don't know. I'm not sure. So that's
So-
what I'm asking you. Maybe you know better than
Yeah. So my understanding is that there is this 200-foot rule and a 500-foot rule. And the challenge is that the place has to be an exclusive use of the church. It also has to be on the same street instead of like across or around a corner. And so OCM does have a map that you can like plug in the addresses of these things to see if it is within the like bubble that is not permitted. But usually the challenge that we've been finding is that whatever the house of worship is doesn't actually occupy every bit of that building, and so it doesn't apply to them.
The issue right there is the church faced Lexington Avenue, because I've been there in that church, one of the most beautiful church in our neighborhood, and behind, if I'm not wrong, or on the cellar or basement, there is a school. There is school, so probably the school is not within regulations, but the church, yes, the main entrance is on Lexington Avenue. That is my opinion, and I think if I'm not wrong, probably this site doesn't qualify. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
if I may
Wasim, yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Sure. So the regulations say it must be 250 feet away from a church, and 500 from a school. So, according to the OCM, full-featured legal cannabis activity locator, which shows you the distance between schools and churches and other dispensaries, the nearest church is 327 feet away. So that's over the 250 feet rule. Now, I don't know what church you're referring to be honest, the one on Lexington. Do you know the name of the church? I could pull it up maybe.
St. John Baptiste, is that right? Marco?
Yes, that is the San John Baptiste.
Yeah, so that is
Probably is
definitely
325, yes. But if you apply the 200, you're outside. But that is a shame. But again, I had to accept the regulations. But
Right.
I'm going to go against your application, by the way. I'm gonna go say no. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I see that there's a member of the public who's here. Robin, before I go to you, let's recognize Chris McLaughlin.
He should have gotten a prompt to unmute. Just click
Hi,
confirm the
thank
screen.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time. I was just curious because the Allen Stevenson School is even closer than the church, and you had mentioned that it had to be 500 feet from a school, but that's really close, as the gentleman mentioned in the beginning of the call about the school he had attended is quite close to this location. So I wasn't sure if you had a location distance from that, if that was correctly approved. They're located at 128 East 78th Street.
Yeah, so Mr. McLaughlin, the challenge there is their entrance is on 78th Street,
Oh.
and this is going to be on Lexington. And the way that the regulations are written is it's not as the crow flies, it's not you can turn a corner, it is on the same street, on the same side. And so
Got it.
that corner turn is going to be what permits that there.
Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. Let's go to Robin.
We're talking about Lexington between 77th and 78th. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're on the east side of the street?
Yes.
Okay. So you are right near Lenox Hill Hospital, which we unfortunately all know very well. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's nearby.
Okay.
All right, let's, actually, I don't see anyone else from the board that has, let's go to Bill.
I would like to follow up with Russell that I will approve as presented with the step that the signage will be consistent with the other places in the neighborhood.
All right, and Wasim, it sounds like that's something you're willing to agree to.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and then there's also a stipulation that says to take all necessary and required steps to prohibit visibility from inside the store to the outside. All right, so there is a motion on the floor. DJ is seconding it, and then someone else wants to call the question, which looks like Marco, and hooray, we're doing this. Kimberly, I don't know if you heard enough of this one that you're going to be participating. Okay, great. So then this is a motion to approve. If anyone's going to be voting no or abstaining, please let me know. And I believe that we are down Miles. So this is 9 people total. Let's go to Marco.
No.
Okay. And let's go to Robin. Robin is no. Let's go to Evan.
No.
Okay, Evan is a no. Let's go to Kimberly.
Abstain.
Kimberly is abstaining. Okay. All right. And so then the yeses are myself and DJ and Russell and Bill and Ed. And so this is going to carry with a 5-3 with 1 abstention.
Miles has his hand raised.
Oh, Miles is here. Miles, tell me where.
Ooh. Sorry, Lindsay.
Did Miles get a prompt to unmute?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm a yes.
Okay, so Miles is a yes. All right, great. Okay, so then this is a 6-3-1. All right, this is approved. And then you'll be, this will go to the full board. It happens on December 17th.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, and before we wrap up, I do want to go back to the very first agenda item. Robin, I'm actually going to follow Marco's idea to have you not as an abstention, just to say that you weren't as a part of it so that we can put it in the bucket of unanimous approvals, provided that that's all right with you. Okay, Marco, thank you for suggesting that. Sorry for pushing back on it at first, but that will make that meeting more smooth. All right, do we have any new business? Do you have any motions to be done here? Marco?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, great. We second it. People, this is amazing. This was less than 1 hour of our life tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for Jordan for doing it. Thank you for the public for coming out. Thank you for our applicants for being on top of it. See you all next year. Adios.
Have a good